All right, Luca. So just to start off, tell us where you went to school.
Okay, so I went to preschool in Longmont. Um, right when we moved here, I went to preschool, and then I went kindergarten in Eagle Crest Elementary, and my teacher was Miss Nix. Then I went from first and second grade with Mrs. Dudley, and I was at Eagle Crest as well. Stayed at Eagle Crest for third and fourth. I was with Mr. Blazer. Then for fifth grade, I went to Blue Mountain Elementary, Blue Mountain Elementary, and my teacher was Mrs. Glasgow, I think, along with Mr. Lachlan. He was the other teacher. Then I went to Alterna Middle School for 6th through 8th. Had an assortment of teachers, a lot of them. I mean, Mr. Greiner was one of the most notable ones. He was my language arts teacher for 6th through 8th grade. Then I went to Silver Creek High School, where I am, and I've had a lot of teachers here, and I'm a senior here now, so I've been here for 4 years.
And while attending here at Silver Creek, what sort of extracurricular activities did you take part in?
So part of Silver Creek, I participated in football for 2 years, freshman and sophomore year, and then I did guitar outside of football, which wasn't part of the Silver Creek program. Well, they have a class, but I don't think it's a program. I did orchestra here, just kind of extracurricular. I had lessons for the first year, and I did guitar for a little bit.
And then did you enjoy those things that you did and like those schools that you attended?
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed. I mean, it's kind of hard to answer that because I wasn't at any other school, so it's nothing really to compare it to. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed my time while I was there. I mean, school was necessary, so I had to do school. I'd obviously rather be doing something else, playing video games or something like that. But since I had to do school, yeah, the schools were enjoyable. Football was fun. Guitar, I still play guitar. And what was the other one? It was guitar, football, and orchestra. Orchestra was good too. I liked orchestra. I did that from 6th through 8th grade as well. So.
Did you enjoy your time? We played on the football team together. Did you enjoy your time on the football team?
Yes, I would say I enjoyed my time. I like football as a sport. Like, I actually love football. I played a little bit before high school, but high school is really when I started the team at least. In 8th grade, I was like 6th string wide receiver, so like I never got playing time, and we just subbed in occasionally. There was some games that I didn't even play at all, didn't even step on the field. But freshman year I was starting. I switched off with Justin McLean at fullback, which was cool, and then I played middle linebacker. And then sophomore year, I stayed on C team. I'm not the only one. I stayed on C team. But I stayed on C team, and I was a fullback again, and then I played middle linebacker and started, which was cool, even though I wasn't on JV, but it was still fun. I just enjoyed the sport in general.
Why did you decide to quit after sophomore year?
I decided to quit football mainly just because I just disagreed with the way that we were being coached. I felt like, I was on C team, and so were some other sophomores that I knew, some of my friends, and we were kind of okay with it. We weren't too concerned. Even though we were promised a spot on JV, but it's whatever about that. But yeah, it's just the way they coached. It's kind of like you have talent or you don't have it, is how I felt about it. We didn't really get taught much about the essentials of football, which is what we were missing. They teach how to tackle in a camp, Shadron, which was cool, but, I was in London when they had that camp, so, I didn't get the gist of that, so then I didn't really know how to tackle, so I just flung my body into people, and it didn't work all the time, and I kept getting yelled at. But, I still disagree with the coaches. I don't like the way they ran their program. I don't feel like they taught kids or gave many kids opportunities. And I'll quote a line that was said to me freshman year, was that 99% of you guys will not play college football. And I just thought that was just ridiculous, because it's like, wow, I wanted to play college football, so it's like, why am I here? 99% of us aren't going to play. There's just no point.
Who said that?
Coach Abedak.
Oh, Coach A?
Yes.
Coach A said that?
Yes.
When?
First year.
Like when that first
It
year?
was one of the first practices when we all got together on the field, varsity field.
But don't you think it's fair to say that it was good of him to get out of the way that notion that this is going to come easy and that
Yeah, that's...
not get people's
I understand that
expectations
about it, like a realistic expectation of life, because people need that. But at the same time, I mean, if you're a freshman, you don't want your dreams just like crushed like that. Like, you don't want like reality just hit you. And even though reality can hit you like that, I mean, with hard work, perseverance, stuff like this, like things can happen. I mean, there's tons of kids in college football. So a chance that could be you, there's always a chance. And so I think you just have to work hard at it. And I think if we were supported more, that chance it could become a reality. But I feel like, it wasn't really about that from the start.
Well, what things would you have done differently?
If I was a high school football coach, obviously I would like to be bigger, older, more intimidating than I am. But yeah, I mean, I would just coach the team in a way where we give every kid an opportunity. We have an assortment of plays that we run. Every kid an opportunity to play and show what they have and to display their talent and actually listen to the kids. I remember like if we were at a certain position, we can't really change positions. You know what I mean? Like if you were a lineman and you slimmed up, you got in shape, you're staying a lineman because that's where you're best going to perform. But they don't know that because they don't know how you can perform at other positions when you're in shape or what you've been working hard at.
Well, what specific things would you do to ensure that you're giving your players every opportunity that they have?
I would just sub people in constantly. I would sub players in. I would base it a good amount on just dedication and participation. Not just off of talent and not just off of skill because you can build skill. I would teach players just like essentials of how to play. Like it's a game, and just because some people were born with great talent, stuff like this, like oh yeah, they're really fast, all this stuff type of thing, they're just big. People can get bigger, and it's not all about size, because there's multiple examples of the past of people who weren't that big that were still very successful.
Well, I mean, you talk about rotating kids in constantly, but
Right.
doesn't that bring up a hazard if there are kids who are a standout athlete, like an Anthony Casper or a Kenny Jones,
Yeah.
who is just a phenomenal athlete,
Yeah.
do you really think it's such a good idea to take him out just to give the one kid a chance? Like, sure, they should be given a chance, but do you really think in a game time situation, they
Right.
should just be
I'm not
subbed
taking
out?
anything away from them. I'm just saying, some kids really don't show up in practice and they show up in the game. Because it's game time. And I feel like especially just the specific example, if it's your senior year, this is not necessarily in a varsity game with freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, okay? So juniors, they don't need to sub in constantly because it's not their year. You know what I mean? It's not their senior year, their last year of football. If it's your last year of football, I feel like you should get playing time on varsity a sufficient amount. And that's just final because at that point you must have at least learned something if you were part of a program where they taught you essentials throughout the 3 years that you were before.
So, so after you quit high school,
I didn't quit high school.
Sorry, I was gonna say high school football.
Oh, okay.
But after you quit football, what kind of filled that void? Because I mean, leaving football is hard. Like when you make a commitment to that. I mean, there are plenty of people who want to play football, but they join the program and they end up quitting because they can't do it. The guys who love football and have such a huge passion for football, then they end up staying with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you end up leaving that, there's a void there where that needs to be filled. What did you do to fill that void that you had dedicated to football and you loved football so much, and since it didn't work out, you had to do something else?
Right. So when I quit football, for the next couple months, even the semester or that whole entire year, sophomore year, like the last semester of it,
Mm-hmm.
it was pretty empty. I didn't do much at all. I was pretty lazy. I mean, especially that last semester. It was the last semester of the year. So I just didn't do anything. But junior year was the birth of Friday Night Smackdown.
Yes, please.
And so
talk about Friday Night Smackdown.
I will talk about. So Friday Night Smackdown is a get together for friends, sometimes family, not normally, to participate in tackle football on a field without pads, hardcore, rough, the real stuff.
Or no cleats.
No cleats. Have to have a shirt. And this is just a time where, we just have fun and just play football. And there's no stress. Oh, there is. If you suck, like come on. But there's no real stress. I mean, you're not getting yelled at constantly. If you make a mistake, it's like, oh, come on, bro. But it's not like screw you, screw your life, get out of the field. You're a disgrace to everything. It's more just like come on, dude, like get in the game. And, I think people would be surprised at the amount of people who go to this stuff sometimes. I mean, we got like it was like a 9 versus 9 teams, and it was like at the field by Cray's house, Cray Larson, and it's just a great time. I mean, we have a lot of fun. We tackle, we go hard, that type of thing, and it's just really fun. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, I mean, one thing that's interesting about it is that it's made up of guys who have played football, like you and me, Cray, Kellen, Caesar. But then there's plenty of guys who have never played football.
Right, and I think that's the cool thing, because you have people that they didn't never played the football program, but they know how to throw the football, they know how to catch really well. They just never got into the program, and so you can really see how they have fun. And now later, from a year later of Smackdown's been going on, you have kids who are just used to be not tackling at all. They used to be kind of scared, honestly, to get hit, to tackle, to try to run people over.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just so much more competitive. You just have people tackling each other all the time. There's a lot of missed tackles, but it's not as crazy as it was, where one guy catches it and everyone just stands there and he runs to the touchdown.
I mean, being in football, you kind of build an immunity, not to pain, but you get used to hitting people.
I mean,
and for people who have never done it before, it's intimidating.
Yeah, you're gonna get bruises. I mean, that's just the thing about it. You can get injured at a lot of things that you do. I think you just have to ignore that. I'm not trying to get a tough guy thing.
Oh no, I don't mean that. I just mean that
you just have to you don't worry about it, because if you worry about stuff like that, then you're not going to enjoy a lot of things.
I just mean that the appeal of Friday Night Smackdown even reaches those who... people play football all the time. Back at Altona, the two-hand touch that would go on every day at recess.
Right, yeah.
But, it didn't tackle. People who love football but don't necessarily want to join an organization where they have to tackle end up just playing two-hand touch.
I think the great thing about this is that, it's kind of more, it's like that, but it's more organized. It's just people who just organized that, what everyone loves. And it's you do it every Friday. Shameless plug right here. Every Friday, 3 p.m. after school, at Cray Larson's house, Bella Vista Drive. You'll see us on the field.
Yeah, that was nice. 'Cause it's more organized, and you're having kids doing tackling when that's usually the discouraging part. Is kids don't want to get themselves hurt or anything like that. Yet they're going out and they're playing actual football, just not under a school with pads or anything like that.
Yeah, people shouldn't worry about getting hurt. I just disagree with people that worry about getting hurt completely. I just think it's you can't worry about stuff like that in anything. Worry about getting injured. Maybe it's something so dangerous, but this is it's not that dangerous. It's not. We're not Ray Lewis out there hitting each other.
Oh God.
It's not nearly as bad as that. It's just a fun time for all of us, and that kind of filled the void after football. still got to play football. And, you know, I had more time for homework. That was a little problem when playing freshman and sophomore year. But that wasn't, like, the main reason.
How did it come to fruition?
Friday Night Smackdown?
Yeah.
Okay, so my story. Who was it that said it was their idea? Cray? In their interview? Yeah, okay. So I'm about to debunk that really quick. Shout outs to Cray if you watch this interview. Because the idea came from me. It was me, Cray. I'm not just totally negating you out of this. Garrett Hickman and Paul Zarlinga, I believe. And it was in trigonometry, pre-calc trig, junior year, Miss Van Daneker's class. Worst class of all time. And we just wanted to play football, and we just created teams, and we were like, you know what? I called it Friday Night Smackdown because I knew that from the wrestling WWE program. There's Friday Night Smackdown, there's Monday Night Raw. I can tell you about Monday Night Raw later. It's a thing we're starting up. And then at Friday Night Smackdown, we just created it. It started out really small. It was like 2 versus 2 people. Okay, so you had like one guy like passing to another guy with 2 people covering. So it was kind of lame. But eventually we were like, you know what, you guys want to do this? Like, and we scheduled it every Friday. And that's kind of how it grew. It grew very slowly, but eventually, you know, it was cool.
What's Monday Night Raw?
That's in progress.
Yeah?
It's not yet to be created.
No?
No.
How far out is it?
It's about 5 months out.
5 months? So after school's over?
Yes. This is something that keeps friends together. Sort of like fantasy football. You stay in the same league, you know each other for a while.
So 5 months from now, when we're doing Monday Night Raw, what are you looking to do after college?
Okay.
Or
after high school?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a hard thing because after high school, I'm just I'm not so certain what I want to do yet. I have a general idea, but I'm not so certain. I just have like so many things that I like to do. Like I want to play the guitar. I like playing the guitar. I like playing instruments in general, and doing music and being in a band just sounds so appealing to me. At the same time, you know, I like a lot of other things too. I mean, I'm just fine with a lot of things. I'm not so certain now. I'm actually like totally uncertain that I have no idea what to do. I mean, I applied to the CU School of Music and CU, some other schools as well. CU's the main one though, because the cost is less. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just not sure right now. I just need like 2 more months probably to think about it, just finalize my decision. But it's a big decision, so I mean, I'm gonna take my time on it, leaning towards music, but obviously I still have to make my choice.
Well, what do you want to do? So you don't know what you want to do then?
Not completely, no.
So you're known for your passion for Brazil.
Right.
Which is kind of unusual. Explain why. Why do you have such a fascination for Brazil?
You've never been in Brazil, right?
No, I've never been.
Okay, so a lot of people haven't been there. And so here's the thing, like, or even foreign countries in general, I think there's just such like a freedom there. And especially there, because it's just like, I feel like people are just so much more like enthusiastic about things and going outside. I would really like going outside and participating in activities like soccer and football, like sports in general outside I like. I'm just doing it for fun. And people there are just so enthusiastic about it rather than here. Like I asked my little brother, Nicholas Pasterzyck, sophomore. I asked my little brother, like, hey, you want to throw the football? Now we do it. But like 2 years earlier in the summertime, I like how we do it in the wintertime. Like we throw the football outside in the wintertime when it's cold. In the summertime, we don't. So I don't really understand that. But he never wants to throw the football. He never wants to kick the soccer ball. He's like, oh yeah, I just want to sit home and play on my iPad or play on the Xbox and stuff like that. And I enjoy that too. But to some extent, like, it's just like you want to go outside and like have fun type of thing. Like you want to go outside, jog, like see the world. And I really like doing that. And there, it's just like, it's different than here. I guess that's a big point. it's just way different. I mean, there's just, it looks poorer. I don't know if that makes sense. But the houses are like ridden down. They're small. There's like gates for each house. It's kind of weird. It's pretty ghetto. It's not like, it's not like fancy or anything like that, like our neighborhoods. But it's cool. It's cool. I'll end it off on that.
How many times have you been to Brazil?
I've been to Brazil like four times.
Why so many times?
Because we just go back and forth. I mean, summertime we take like trips there.
Sure, but why do you guys go to Brazil? Like,
why do we go there? Oh, my mom has family there, so she has like her grandma, her sisters, pretty much all her sisters live there.
Mm-hmm.
So all of her side of our family live there. My dad's sides live in like Virginia. One uncle lives in France. They just live in like northeast U.S.
So I mean, you have a very split household then, because Brazil, like you said, is very not diverse, but foreign.
Yeah.
Compared to America.
Yeah.
I mean, some countries have their similarities, but
yeah.
Brazil is one of those that's a pretty stark contrast in how they approach things. Yet you have both. You have that duality of American culture in your dad and Brazilian culture in your mom.
Yeah.
So, kind of to close out, seeing the relationship between your mom and your dad, kind of explain like, I guess how that relationship pans out, and then how a relationship between sort of American cultures and more foreign cultures can actually lead to something more interesting, if that makes sense.
I'm sorry, like how American cultures and
not necessarily how it compares, but like what, I guess to simplify, what improvements do you think can be made to American culture in comparison to Brazilian cultures?
Okay.
But not necessarily improvements, like combining the two kind of.
Okay, and that's the question, right? You're asking me? Okay, so I think that...
how people should,
I mean, I think we already promote a healthy lifestyle here. Just people don't want to do it. I mean, I think there's a ton of advertisements, a ton of... incentive to go outside and be active and stuff like that. I just think, I mean, it's sort of weird. It's just the way we're built, and it's preference. It's not just like what I think. It's not like the universal fact of what it should be. It's preference. Like there, I mean, the supermarket in your neighborhood, like if I was at my house, the supermarket would be like I walk to the right for a little bit, take like a left on one block, and the supermarket's right there. So I can walk to the supermarket. Here, at least from my house, I have to get a ride there or drive there. So it's not just a walking affair. There you're getting food like every day for that day. So you get like chicken to cook, then you cook it that day. Tomorrow you get food the next day. So you get food at the market every day. And here it's more like, at least for me, what I've experienced, you get food for like a week. Or you get food to store in your cabinet, so you can just cook. Or you eat out a lot more here than there, at least from what I experience. There's just like a lot more fast food places. And yeah, I mean, I would just... I don't really think there's anything to improve on, to be honest. I think like it just depends on what you want. Like what people want out of their life. I mean, because it's different there. I just think people are more free there than here. I think people are constrained to their houses. They're constrained to like a certain lifestyle, to follow orders type of thing, and just like, go to the market, and it's kind of like roles that they have to play. And there it's like, I mean, there's family get-togethers. It's huge. There's parties in the street. Often it's not like a rare thing to happen. And I mean, here I see that like 4th of July is like, that's the craziest thing that happens in my neighborhood with the fireworks popping. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing to really improve on, I wouldn't say. I would just say it's just different perspectives.
All right. Well, thank you, Luca. I'll see you around.
Thank you.
And good luck on the music.
Thank you very much.
Do you have any last words you want to say?
I do have a last word. I'd like to thank the senior class for being friendly to me all these years, because I haven't been bullied in a long time. At least I don't think I have.
I can't really tell.
No. So thank you very much. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you, Luca.
Thank you.